The duties of a boat crewman are tow watch, anchor watch, lookout helmsman, first aid, damage control, line handling, surface swimmer. Crew fatigue. The causes of crew fatigue are operating in extreme hot or cold weather conditions, eye strain from hours of looking through sea-sprayed windshields, the effort of holding on and maintaining balance. Stress. Exposure to noise, exposure to the sun, poor physical conditioning, lack of sleep, boredom. Symptoms of crew fatigue are inability to focus or concentrate, narrowed attention span, mental confusion or judgment error, decreased coordination of motor skills and sensory ability, increased irritability, decreased performance, decreased concern for safety. Prevention for crew fatigue is adequate rest, appropriate dress for weather conditions, rotate crew duties, provide food and refreshments suitable for conditions, observe other crew members for signs of fatigue. Motion sickness. Motion sickness is nausea or vomiting caused by an imbalance between visual images and the portion of the middle ear that senses emotion. Symptoms of motion sickness are nausea and vomiting, increased salivation, unusual paleness, sweating, drowsiness, overall weakness, stomach discomfort. Prevention for motion sickness. Stay out of confined spaces, stay above deck and fresh air, avoid concentrating on the movement of the boat by looking out over the water toward the horizon or shoreline, avoid smoking. Team coordination. We use the GAR 2.0 model, which uses the PEACE model. PEACE stands for planning, environment, asset, crew, event, evolution, complexity. Burns. Burn causes are thermal, chemical, sunburn, electric shock, radiation. Burns are classified as first, second, and third degree burns. First degree burns are characterized by redness, increased warmth, tenderness, and mild pain. Second degree burns are characterized by blisters, severe pain, redness, and warmth. Third degree burns are characterized by penetration of all layers of skin. Percentage of victim's body surface: chest 18%, back 18%, each arm is 9%, each leg is 18%, head is 9%, genitals is 1%. Treatment for first degree burn is immerse in cold water until pain is relieved, flush chemical burns for at least 20 minutes, cover with clean or sterile dressing. Second degree burn treatment is use the same treatment as first degree burns. Do not break open any blisters. Cover with dry, sterile, non-adhesive dressing. For deep burns, follow the procedures for third degree burns. Third degree burn treatment. Cover the burn to reduce exposure to air. Cool the burn. Do not remove clothing unless smoldering. Treat for shock even if not apparent. Always obtain medical care. Monitor the patient's airway. Assess vital signs every 5 minutes. Give nothing to eat or drink. Do not place ice on the burns. Do not apply ointment on the burns. Burns of the respiratory tract are always a medical emergency. Chemical burns. Wash the chemical away completely using large quantities of water. Flush all chemical burns for 20 minutes. Types of holes. Types of holes are displacement, planing, and semi-displacement. Types of keels are flat plane and bar keel. Gravity and buoyancy. Center of gravity. The point at which the weight of the boat acts vertically downwards. Buoyancy. The upward force of the water displaced by the hull. Equilibrium. When a boat is at rest, the center of buoyancy acting upwards/vertically is below the center of gravity acting downwards. Affected by movement of the center of gravity or center of buoyancy or by some outside force such as wind and waves. Types of stability: transverse, runs athwartsips, longitudinal, fore and aft. Static forces, caused by placement of weight within the hull. Dynamic forces, caused by actions outside the hull such as wind and waves. Emergency signal mirror. Operation for emergency signal mirror is face a point about halfway between the sun and an object you wish to signal. Reflect sunlight from the mirror onto a nearby surface, such as the raft, your hand, etc. Slowly bring the mirror to eye level and look through the sight hole. You will be seeing a bright light spot. This is the aim indicator. Hold the mirror near your eye and slowly turn and manipulate it so the bright light spot is on target. Signal whistle can be heard up to 1,000 yards. Smoke and illumination signal mark 124 has a day and night end. The night end is identifiable by two ribs around the mark 124. Each end burns for about 20 seconds. Night end is a red flare, day end is orange smoke. Mark 79 illumination signal kit fires an altitude of 250 to 650 feet for a minimum time of 4.5 seconds. Luminosity is 12,000 candle power. Stress signal light, CG1 emits approximately 50 to 70 flashes per minute. Luminosity intensity is 100,000 candle power. Will flash for 9 hours continuously or 18 hours when operated intermittently. On a clear night, the stress signal light has a minimum visible range of 5 miles. However, that can be affected by height of observer. Personal Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon, or PLB, transmits on frequencies 406 MHz and 121.5 MHz. 406 MHz is able to provide position accurate to within 3 nautical miles within 90 minutes. Parachute illumination signal kit Mark 127A1. Nighttime illumination climbs an altitude of 650 to 700 feet before igniting. Produces a parachute-suspended white star flare that burns for about 36 seconds with 125,000 candle power. The signal descends at a rate of 10 to 15 feet per second. Natural fiber line shrinks when wrapped around things and wet. Synthetic fiber line, nylon, great strength, elasticity, and resistance to weather. Polyethylene or polypropylene, half the strength of nylon, 25% lighter than nylon. It floats. Sound signals. Prolonged blasts are 4 to 6 seconds, short blasts about 1 second. Altering the starboard is 1 short blast. Altering the port is 2 short blasts. Stern propulsion is 3 short blasts. Overtaking starboard is 2 prolonged blasts and 1 short blast. Overtaking port is 2 prolonged blasts and 2 short blasts. Underway, making way is 1 prolonged blast every 2 minutes. Underway, not making way is 2 prolonged blasts every 2 minutes. The sound signal for centers is 1 prolonged blast and 2 short blasts. Centers is constrained by draft, engaged in fishing or trawling, not under command, towing, restricted in ability to maneuver, and sailing. Danger is 5 short blasts or more. Towing for the last vessel in the tow is 1 prolonged blast and 3 short blasts. Anchor is 1 prolonged. Lights. Mast headlight has an arc of visibility of 225 degrees. Stern light has an arc of visibility of 135 degrees. Both side lights have an arc of visibility of 112.5 degrees. Vessel of 12 meters or less will have an air horn. Vessel of 12 meters or more will have a whistle or bell. Vessels 100 meters or more will have a whistle, a bell, and a gong. Vessels of 50 meters or greater will have 2 masthead lights, side lights, stern light. 50 meters or less will have 1 masthead light, side lights, stern light. 12 meters or less, all around side lights. 7 meters or less, all around light. Lights and shapes. yellow over yellow or yellow over white in a day shape of a black diamond for towing. Red over green and downward black triangle is for sailing when powered by engines. Red over white is fishing. Green over white is trawling. A hourglass is the day shape. Red over red or two black balls is vessel not under command. Red over white over red or a ball diamond ball is restricting the ability to maneuver. Red over red over red in a black can is constrained by draft. White over red is a pilot. White and one black ball is anchored. Red over red or three black balls is vessel aground. The 17 distress signals are red star shells, foghorn continuous sounding, flames on a vessel, gun fired at intervals of 1 minute, orange background, black ball and square, SOS, Mayday, parachute red flare, die marker any color, November over Charlie code flags, square flag and ball, waving arms, Inmarsat, digital selective calling, position indicating radio beacon, orange smoke, in a high intensity white flashing light of 50 to 70 times per minute. The 3-minute rule is speed in knots multiplied by 100 equals distance traveled in yards in 3 minutes. 6-minute rule is speed in knots divided by 10 equals distance in nautical miles traveled in 6 minutes. Anchoring. Rule of thumb for anchoring is between 5 to 1 or 7 to 1 feet. Rule of thumb for anchoring in heavy weather is 10 to 1.